Hey guys, so I've been getting a lot of comments lately about the quote-unquote new 4th Horseman, which is actually supposedly the old 4th Horseman with a slight range buff before patch 1.1.1 screwed up all of its stats. The way it was in patch 1.1.1 was not a buff or a nerf or anything to the weapon itself, it was just a bug that hit all of its stats. I've also been using the Vex Mythoclast a bunch in PvP lately, and those of you who have visited my secret streams were wondering why, but we'll start with the 4th Horseman. You guys have been asking me about this new version of the 4th Horseman. Is it bad? Is it good? Is it OP? What? I've heard people tell me that it's crazy OP, I've heard people say that it's the new G-Horn, which I think is a little ridiculous, and I've heard people say that it's still absolute garbage. After playing with it for a little while in PvP, I don't think it's OP or anything like that. I just think it's horribly inefficient, and let me explain what I mean by that. We'll talk PvE a little bit later. With the latest changes to special ammo in the Crucible, special ammo is now much more difficult to come by. There are way less boxes, way less ammo per pickup, and fewer respawns on the crates themselves. Now what's fun about the 4th Horseman is, 1, it sounds awesome, and 2, you just get to spray your opponents with shots at a ridiculously fast rate of fire, which might not be fun to play against, but it is sure as hell fun to do to other players. Here's what's not fun. It's complete garbage inefficiency. With the 4th Horseman's poor range stat, even though it got buffed technically in 1.1.2, you're going to need to lay quite a few shots into a target, and while that's really fun to do, it's a gigantic waste of ammo. You can only get 7 shots per pickup of special ammo when using the 4th Horseman. That's less than 1.5 reloads for the weapon. On average, I was killing with 2 to 3 shots from the 4th Horseman. So per special ammo retrieval, I was netting about 2 to 3 kills, and I'd say I'd won most of the engagements that I actually started with the 4th Horseman with my time using it, maybe 9 out of 10 engagements. Here's the thing. We have stuff like Fellwinter's Lie, Judgment 6, To the Morgue, all with very high damage or the potential to kill from very far away, at least compared to the 4th Horseman. So first off, those shotguns beat the 4th Horseman outright. I know I had a couple of encounters where I started to shoot, but was very quickly blasted in the face by one of those other shotguns, and there was just nothing I could do about it. Not only are those other shotguns more efficient from range, they're more efficient in terms of kills per shots fired. You're probably going to tend to play less carelessly because of the slow rate of fire on those weapons, which gives you more accurate shots. When you pick up a special ammo crate with one of those weapons, I think you get about 5 to 6 shots per pickup. Most of the time, you're going to be using 1 shot, maybe 2 shots to take someone out if you win every fight. So that's 3 to 6 kills per pickup, which at worst is the same amount of kills you'd get with the 4th Horseman, and at best, gets you double the kills of 4th Horseman. Not only are the other shotguns more efficient, you don't have to spend entire games scouring the map for every single special ammo spawn in order to get somewhat frequent use of your shotgun. My preliminary verdict on the 4th Horseman is that it's a fun weapon to use, it's very fun, and might seem OP at the rate that you can just toss damage into people's faces, but you're going to need to patrol for special ammo for the entire game, looking out for every single spawn that happens if you hope to use it for any sort of extended period of time. The trade-off is that you need to burn quite a few shots per kill. Otherwise, I'd still rather roll with Fellwinter's, Judgment, or To the Morgue, and I would rather roll with Invective because at least it comes with ammo regeneration and more or less has the same rate of fire as 4th Horseman. 4th Horseman's PvE qualifications are still open for questioning, but I can't picture myself using it terribly often for endgame content like the Nightfall and hard mode raids. Even for arc burn needs, I have patience and time and plan C in the special slot, which are definitely going to be much safer options. You need to be ridiculously close to targets to really max out your damage potential, as the 4th Horseman doesn't really have great range, although ammo is not nearly as much of an issue as it is in PvP. For stuff that isn't endgame, it's still a very fun weapon and it's still very good, able to burst down a lot of bosses at the end of missions or otherwise major targets very, very quickly, even on higher difficulties, so I can respect it there. After all, the point of a shotgun is to blast your enemies with a ton of damage, and the faster you can do that, the better. For day-to-day play, bounties, low-level strikes, it's a very fun weapon to use. I find myself making the toom-toom-toom noise of a round being fired quite frequently, and it is very, very satisfying. Is it the new G-Horn? Absolutely not. Is it OP? Absolutely not. Is it garbage? Absolutely not. Let's move over to the Vex Mythoclast. Now this thing used to be legit overpowered, then was nerfed into obscurity, then was buffed back to being a pretty good weapon. However, in patch 1.1.1, fusion rifles were nerfed to increase their spread at longer ranges, as they were able to kill too easily from farther distances, or at distances that maybe shouldn't be possible. This spread nerf also found itself affecting the Vex Mythoclast, which increased its spread and reduced its accuracy, making it a weapon you really wanted to avoid using. That's why you maybe haven't seen them around for a while, and maybe why you're starting to see them start to make a resurgence. In patch 1.1.2, it appears that there was a stealth fix to the Mythoclast, making it return to pre-1.1.1 power levels, which were honestly pretty good. It really excels in close to mid-range combat, although you really shouldn't bother with it at longer distances. I've been doing very well with it in the past few days, including in a gameplay you'll be seeing pretty soon, and I think it's because of all my practice using it in Crota's End. I had used the Vex Mythoclast in Crota's End hard mode for about 2 months straight. I haven't touched it in a little while, but I was able to pick it back up and just start annihilating people left and right in PvP. If you can master the bounce of the recoil, you're really going to be rewarded with some ridiculously fast kills, faster than most weapons in general, although hand cannons are still a pretty tough fight because they outrange you, and if the person shooting you doesn't miss, it's pretty hard to win. In PvE, it's still a very, very good weapon overall. Like I said, I used it in Crota's End hard mode quite well for a couple of months. People also have been asking if you'll be able to upgrade the Mythoclast for the House of Wolves, and if it'll still be good for the Prison of Elders arena. My answer to both questions is simply, I don't know. We're still waiting on news about what we'll be able to actually upgrade in the House of Wolves, and we still know absolutely nothing about the Prison of Elders, how the fights are going to work, how big the fighting spaces are, if there's much movement, so once we find out a little more information, I will be sure to let you guys know. In fact, once we get a little bit closer to the House of Wolves itself, I'm going to have a full pre-release guide for the expansion, everything that I'll be doing to prepare my characters for the House of Wolves, and what I think you guys should prepare as well. Anyway guys, that's all I have for you on those two weapons. I know they've been a pretty hot topic now, so I just wanted to address them. I would like to make full reviews of the weapons in the future, it's just a matter of when I can get to them. Remember that this Wednesday, Bungie will be revealing new information about weapon upgrading in the House of Wolves, along with revealing the Reef area, so I'll be sure to update you guys as soon as possible on all the new info that we learn from that. If you want to tune into the reveal yourself, it'll be on Wednesday, the 22nd at 11 a.m. Pacific time, that's US West, over at twitch.tv/Bungie. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.